Babymonster, a monster rookie 5th-gen group that begins in uncertainty on their debut to one of the most successful girl group in 5th-gen K-pop. It started when YG released a poster in December 30, 2022 captioned as Next Movement. I remember when fans and netizens were hyped up just by looking at this poster, including myself, as at that time big companies such as JYP, SM, and Hybe labels have already debuted their girl groups just to compete against each other. You know that girl groups are slaying at that time, and the competition was fierce with groups such as New Jeans, aespa, IVE, LE SSERAFIM, ITZY, NMIX, and many more girl groups are slaying during the peak of 4th-gen era. While YG, they're kinda unbothered by the competition. Sure, they have Blackpink, but they were on their 6th year as a group and they were near from the expiration of their contracts as soon as they hit their 7th year mark at that time. So that's why YG decided to announce their next big movement, which it showed the silhouette of 7 girls, and the whole world gagged by it. Everyone had their eyes on YG as they finally debuted their new girl group after 7 years with Blackpink. They were sought as the next big thing in K-pop. After few months, they announced their survival reality program named as The Last Evaluation, where they also revealed their members including Rami, Ahayan, Chiquita, Farida, Rora, Asa, and Ruka. This program showed the members' hardships, struggles, and their determination to be in the final lineup. It also kinda feels like a documentary as they also introduced their members one by a video. They showed their skills and talents such as their strong vocals, charisma, stage presence, raps, and choreography. Babymonster was named as they are young girls that also possesses a monster-like skills such as vocals, rap, and dance.
Our boss thinks that it fits us really well because we're also young, but we also have like a lot of potential. So that's why we picked it. And we also think
that name was supposed to be used before Blackpink was even the official name, so that name is pretty old. On November 27, 2023, Babymonster released Batter Up. I wanted to say their debut song, but it is not, since Batter Up was just one of the singles in their debut mini album. Ahayan was on hiatus at that time, and they didn't promote this song on any programs. It garnered so much hype and attention the moment it released, and of course I was hyped and I supported them all the way. Their debut song received a mixed reaction. Some fans liked it, but others not so much.
Like I said, it's very good.
Even though Teddy Park didn't produce this song, it sounded like another Blackpink songs because of its familiar structure that YG uses. Although it's catchy but mostly generic, the cringy lyrics are also apparent. And it is an underwhelming song for a debut, which is disappointing since they're in one of the big 3 companies and they lost a mark here. Moving on, they released Stuck in the Middle on January 31, 2024, which praised by their vocal skills. And this reminds me of when aespa released a slower and gentle song Forever after their explosive debut of Black Mamba. Then, Sheesh came out on March 31, 2025. This is the time where LE SSERAFIM's Coachella and ILLIT's Lip Sync Hate Train was at its peak, and it was crazy for me. Then Babymonster was praised for their live singing ability. They converted from music shows to a full-on concert. Like, I was stunned by their performance on the band version of Sheesh, and this helped them to become more beloved by fans as the group not just possess visuals, concept, and identity, which helped them to stand out and distinguish themselves from other groups, but also skills such as singing, dancing, rapping, and stage presence, hence their group name Babymonster. It surprisingly hit 401,287 copies in its first week, ranking the highest debut album sales in first week, just behind Hearts 2 Hearts The Chase with 408,880 album sales. Then their trajectory continued with their first full album Drip. Their promotion went all in, such as releasing pre-release singles to participating on variety shows and programs. They also released many music videos from their B-sides after the albums released, such as Love in My Heart, Billionaire, and Really Like You, which helped for the longevity of the era, strengthen their fan base as it also functions as their promotion, and helped to not die down the album quickly as that's usually Western artists do. Although, the title track Drip was loved as it offered something different from YG, but other songs such as Click Clack and Woke Up in Tokyo were hated with its generic and cringy lyrics. Other songs were nice, but overall the album wasn't cohesive and not the best, but it wasn't bad, and I think it is a step up compared to their debut album. Despite their issues such as lack of synchronization, Ahyun's overdancing and singing techniques that they say it's bad as it will ruins her voice in the long run. By constantly hitting high notes and stating that she's screaming, like, I gotta say that it is not a scream because you cannot scream in tune and that note alone is high, like very high, and it is difficult to hit that note.
가능해요. 가능해요.
Now watch me do it all again.
They be saying anything to justify themselves hating on Ahyun. They still maintain their large presence in the K-pop industry. I believe that it is largely due to their skills and talent that each member showcase, like on their live performances, which is a big role for them to be recognized as one of the talented K-pop groups out there. I know they're in one of the big 3 companies and that helped them to be recognized, but that's not the case. Their concept and style also helped them, since from their debut they adopted girl crush concept. Like, I know it's nothing new, but at that time they stood out amongst other groups who followed Y2K, carefree teen vibes that New Jeans popularized it. But girl crush is still prominent at that time, but it wasn't the mainstream for a while until when Babymonster bring back girl crush concept, since that's YG signature style. A strong and badass group, and it helped themselves to stand in the global stage. They don't just stick into just girl crush badass vibes, they have other themes like dark, fun, and elegance, and that contribute them to success. Also, they put a lot of effort onto their music and promotion, as YG promise. I know that their songs are not the best of the best, but I can still see the effort and the skills that they've poured from making their music to their promotions, such as variety shows, interviews, and music shows. As oversaturated the K-pop industry is, Babymonster didn't fade from the eyes of the public despite all the hate and issues surrounded by them. As they will release their album on October 1st, I hope it goes all well to them. I can confidently say that they are one of the groups that lead 5th gen of K-pop. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching from the start until its end, and see you on my next video.